Maybe. Okay, there we go.
Woo, woo! Welcome. It has been a minute since we have been on for a live blast, but we're so excited about today.
We are pumped.
Because who doesn't want to dance with horses? And we got an expert who's going to be joining us today in movement and how this dancing with horses is going to work, who she is, where she's come from, all of that great stuff.
And just before we get started, we'll go into our regular old rigmarole because some of you might actually be joining us for the first time.
I know, so welcome.
Right? This is a little bit different maybe than a regular crowd.
I
so
know.
This should be pretty good then that we can get everybody going on here and get you knowing who we are as well.
Absolutely.
But first and foremost, we have a couple things. The first one is our hashtag.
Holy jumping tuna fish. And you're going to be doing it today because it's going to blow you away with how this is all going to roll together.
And if you don't know what holy jumping tuna fish is, it's a Carrieism. It's something she says when she's extremely excited or exuberant about something. So when you guys hear something gets you super excited, or maybe it's something you didn't know before, make sure to throw in that hashtag for us as well. The second hashtag we have is we are life changers. And of course, we are not just talking about us. We are not just talking about our horses. We are talking about every single living being, as my mind has shown you, from across the globe that has the opportunity to change a life for the better every single day that we live and breathe. And that does boil down, people.
Kindness.
Just some kindness. Sprinkle that stuff out there. We need a little bit more of it in the world. So keep all of that in mind as well. And then if you haven't met us before, first of all, we do want you to comment. We want to know that you are here.
Please. We don't want to feel like the old Maytag repairman. For anyone who's of my age category, you will know exactly what I'd be talking about.
So let us know who you are, where you're from. We always like to see those things. And we want to say hello to you as well. And if you don't know who we are, did I miss anything?
Do we have to do Facebook on your phone or anything?
Yeah, I'll pull that up while you're talking.
Okay, sounds good.
So if you don't know who we are, my name's Carolyn Charles. I'm the Director of Sales for the Equine Connection, the Academy of Equine Assisted Learning.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Fulmack, and I am the founder and master instructor, helping people globally around the world do what it is that we do. And we work with horses every single day. We get to smell them, we get to be with them, but not just doing that. We get to make a living by it because we actually work and partner with our horses, and we literally allow them to teach humans who are coming in to build strong skills in their own life, to take control of their own life, to be able to move forward in their own life with the most amazing programs that I swear that have ever been invented. So it's a pretty exciting program. And then when we get mixed up with a beautiful gal like Miss Di, which we're going to do an intro very, very soon here, then it adds more spice and more reality to what a lot of us are missing in our life, which is, we're disconnected from ourselves. We live too far into a future. We're always thinking. And it's really wrecking us as humans because we want to be grounded. We want to be calmer. We want to move. We want to dance. And we want to be with horses, of course.
And be in ourselves while we do it all.
Exactly.
I love that we have a lot of people coming on here already. And Lovely's on Facebook. I see Sarah's on there from beautiful Byzantin, which now I will never forget.
Ever.
We got Susie on, Penny from Medicine Hat. Susie is from Poland.
Woo!
Welcome, Susie. And then Lynn's from Calgary.
Yes.
Welcome, Lynn. We got Shelly, Natalie, Michelle. Beautiful to see all of you on here. So thank you so much for joining, and Main Connection as well. Petra's on here. So thank you so much, everybody. And before, what's that phrase I was just going to say? Without further ado, that's where I was going. I want to introduce, well, we call her Di because we're tight. But
yeah, but
I'm sure
it's
she'd
Miss
let you.
Di
Miss
when
Di.
She's dancing instructor. Miss Di.
Diana, she just told me, and now I'm all panicked about saying her last name right.
Like was it 5?
Lefebvre. She's looking at me counting. Is a Calgary-based performance coach, confidence mentor, and former professional ballroom dancer, affectionately known as one of Canada's dancing sweethearts. With over 30 years in the dance world, she's worn every hat: pro competitor, national judge, coach, studio owner, and the visionary behind Burlesque Canada, a bold fusion of ballroom and burlesque created to help women reclaim their sensuality, power, and presence. What began as a personal journey to reconnect with her own confidence and body evolved into a full-blown movement, empowering thousands of women to step into their strength and creative expression. After 22 unforgettable years, Diana passed her legacy on and her award-winning company on over while stepping into her new online company, Ballroom to Burlesque. Today, she coaches dancers, gymnasts, actors, singers, fitness athletes, horse people on performance presence, including consulting for Skate Canada, while taking her passion for mental health and healing to the next level. Her workshops, retreats, and online programs blend nervous system regulation, somatic practices, mental clarity, and radical self-love. Through this work, she leads a confidence revolution, helping women ditch body shame,
Yes,
eating disorders, and outdated rules about who they are supposed to be. Her mission is to empower women globally. And we love this girl. And
with all of our hearts.
There
we go.
Perfect.
Yay!
Ta-da! Jazz hands.
Woo, woo. We're so very excited.
Did I nail the name?
That was quite the bio. Well read. Yeah, the name was perfect. Yes.
Oh no, this is so exciting. You know, it's really cool how Di and I had met actually, is because I'm a dancer. And of course, I always want to improve on my own self because it not only helps in confidence, but our esteem and the way we hold our presence, right? So, of course, I had heard about her and making you feel sexola on the old dance floor.
That's the technical
Sexified is the term, sexified.
Exactly, because if you just don't go and strut the stuff, you really do have to learn. And you do mentally have to get that into your body. So then I went to one of her famous burlesque classes and I'm like, what? How am I going to do this? But I stuck with it. And then she found it. I did horse business. And then I'll let her tell you the story and how that kind of worked together later. But this woman has taught me so much, and even how it affects my own life with my business with the horses. And of course, just actually on the old dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
So tell us all about it, Di.
Yes, come on. So yeah, how did you get tied in with these horse people here?
Well, Carrie took my class, and then she didn't come for the last class. Do you remember that?
No.
And you had purchased a feather boa, and I still had it.
That's right.
So you were on my list, and then COVID hit, and then I was like, man. So my daughter at the time was a competitive gymnast, and she was doing gymnastics like 5 or 6 days a week, 5 hours a day. And then COVID hit. And then I was like, ooh, what are we going to do to keep that child, going? And a little bit earlier, a few months earlier, my daughter's girlfriend got her into horses, sort of planted the seed, right? So I thought, oh man, what activity can we do that she would be interested in? And we can be outside and all that kind of stuff. So I phoned Carrie and I said, Carrie, hey, you dance. I will teach you. I kind of pitched her this idea. Would you be willing to work with my daughter if I taught you? And she said, yes. And then that's how the whole thing started.
Did you hold the feather boa hostage? Be like, no boa, no lessons.
I brought the boa and a whole lot of other things. Yeah, a whole lot of other props. I was like, we're going in. Yeah, that's how the whole thing started. Yeah.
Love it.
I love it. Well, it's such an exciting way in how our paths continually meet and connect. And that's why everyone who's joining us today, you're supposed to be on this path right now. Even there's always something that you're going to learn that you can actually apply in your life. I don't think Di's going to show us a move today, but from everything that she has learned, well, you could.
Even now she did that. I'm
like, look at how she just moved.
You do it and you just do this lovely little piece, and I do it and I look like I'm seizing or something. I need to learn.
Whenever, like, that's not true. What are you talking about? Whenever the three of us get together and we start talking, we always start moving.
We do.
You know?
Sort of. It's like,
Yeah.
the old fashioned when you have a baby and you always rock. Anytime you see someone with a baby, you just naturally rock.
It's
But
true.
tell us your story. Like, what the heck? How'd you get into dancing, and how you brought it to where it is now, and what's your future looking like?
Okay, that's a big question.
Really?
Okay, I'll try to summarize. So I started dancing when I was about 3. I was in the local community ballet school, tap jazz ballet. The neighbor across the street dragged me over, and I loved it. And we were living in a small town at the time, and then our family moved to the city. So I tried to talk my mom into another dance class. So she put me in another school, and I thought it was really cheesy because it was not serious. So meanwhile, I was watching the TV show Fame. Do you remember that show?
Ew.
Yeah. So I went on the hunt for like a serious ballet school. So I'm like 8 and I'm like ballet school shopping. And there was one not far from our house. And I went over there and I looked around. And then I found out that they had this this program called the professional program, which was designed to prepare you to be a professional ballet dancer. Anyways, I talked my mom into it. I auditioned, I got accepted, and then I was in ballet for many years. And then when I was about 16, I got injured, and then I had surgery, and the surgery didn't work. So around that time, I was graduating from high school, and then I saw an ad in the newspaper, and it was for ballroom dancing. So I was like, excellent, because I need a job, you know. So I went up to the studio just to inquire, and then they ended up hiring me like on the spot. So then I got enamored in that whole business, and then went through competing, studio owner. I went through all the many things, you know. And now I'm a national judge as well, in ballroom. And inside my own dancing journey, I struggled a lot with body image, confidence. You know what every woman does. I had an eating disorder as well, and my husband and I was competing with my husband Martin. He wasn't my husband at the time. But we were traveling and representing Canada and dancing, and I was not enjoying it at all. And it was mostly because I was in my head. So everything for me in dancing was about execution. And when you come from the ballet world, it's all very, I mean, you're with your body every day. So it was a lot of analysis all the time. So long story short, I lost my heart in dancing. So I reached a point where I was either going to quit dancing or I was going to go in and figure out like what confidence really was. And I said to myself, I can't be the only dancer struggling. So there has to be someone that can help me with this. So I went on the hunt for some teachers, and I focused in on 2 major teachers that I really related to. And they both were sort of saying the same message, but from a different angle, sort of. And by working with one teacher, like I brought her into Calgary and I made her look at all my dance videos, and I was like, okay, fix my dancing. And she said, there's nothing wrong with your dancing. She goes, you are dancing from your head, not from your heart. And this is why you're not having any fun or any joy. And I was attracted because I came from ballet. It was a very, like a lot of beautiful things about ballet and lessons, but it's a very controlled environment. You're sort of told what to think, what to wear, what to weigh. It's all very controlled for you. And I was attracted to the Latin dancing in particular because I would look at those girls and I was like, wow, like they're on fire, you know, and they had this sort of freedom. And I was so interested in like, what does that actually feel like? So I had built all my dancing, but I was missing that authenticity, that natural style and feeling, which Carrie and I talk about often in our many lessons. And so anyway, I ended hiring this one teacher, and she came into Calgary about every 6 weeks for about 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years. And she took me through sexy training.
Sexy training.
Because my complaint was, I don't feel sexy. I don't feel feminine. I don't feel my body. So she said, I can help you, but it's process. So are you going in? Because there's no like sitting on the fence with this kind of thing. So I was like, I'm going in. So I went in, and what I realized in that process, so I transformed, and then my dancing transformed. And it wasn't that the dancing had improved. It's that my point of view had changed. And as I was gaining more confidence, feeling embodiment, I really started to dance unapologetically. So then our results started to change. And then people were like, Di, what's going on with you? Like, what's happening? You know, and then like, I want a little piece of that action. Can you start a class? So I just originally started a class for my dancers. And then I had an epiphany that what I was experiencing, this lack of confidence and body image, but body confidence, was what all women are struggling with. So then I thought, oh, it's not a dancer thing. This is a woman thing. And what I learned in that whole transformational process is that sexy, okay, whatever that is, but for me, sexy is you being you unapologetically from the inside out. And I think this is what a lot of people are trying to capture. A lot of dancers for sure are trying to capture. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I realized you can learn it. It's a skill. You can learn it. So I used to think that like J-Lo, for example, would just wake up sexy.
Yeah.
She's just one of those people. And then she's a sexy person. Whatever sexy is, right? Like that, I was trying to find this feeling when you look at people like that. And then there was unsexy people, and I was in this other category. And then I realized, oh, like you just learn it. It's a skill. So if you needed a personal trainer, if you were an athlete, you go get a personal trainer. If you need a nutritionist, you go get a nutritionist. If you need sexy training, you go find a sexy coach. So that's basically, yeah. So, so the whole thing just kind of snowballed. It just started off as one class, as a sort of an experiment, and then it really took off, and then it's 22 years later, right? So I built a company called Burlesquercise Canada that was designed for the average woman, whatever that means. There's no such thing as average woman, but there's no demographic, the dance business generally doesn't take care of that demographic. So I was like, well, whatever I'm going through, they're going through. So I'll just teach what I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that a good explanation?
That really is. Being a part of your burlesque company, like what was that? I mean, I was at the ending show as well when you passed, I would say reins over, but it's probably the crown or the baton for you.
The tiara.
Yeah,
the boa.
The boa. But, all of the women, like I know I teared up many times because you saw women of every shape, size, variety, different colors everywhere. Like it was magnificent to see these women with confidence that it would blow you away. Like this woman has the confidence that you want to aspire to, but they're doing it.
They're doing it. Yeah.
They're doing it. So in your company to open this burlesque, what have you really found is that biggest, I guess, commonality besides, I know you said being authentically unapologetic, but what is the other big things that bring women to you, that they feel the benefit of what can happen when they're with you?
Well, women come to class for a lot of different reasons, and by the time they pick up the phone, do people pick up the phone anymore? By the time they um, inquire about a class, they've usually been thinking about it for quite a while. And women come from all different places and different ages, so there's divorces and cancer, and a lot of women comment, I just don't feel like myself. They get busy with their kids and they feel like they've lost themselves. They have no hobby for themselves or a sisterhood that they feel safe in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And teaching, I mean, if I could summarize it, I would say women in general do not feel safe in their body. So I try to, when I'm teaching, brainwash them
In the best way.
to, and we experienced that when we had some dance classes
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yep.
But women are so disconnected to their bodies even more than they think. And we fool ourselves, like we put the makeup on, we do the hair, we do the nails. We can play the part pretty good, but we don't actually feel the part. So what I try to teach through burlesque, well, whatever I'm teaching, is to teach it from the inside out, because that's true confidence, true empowerment. But it's a safety thing. Yeah. Women feel really small. Like when a woman walks into a class, when I scan the room, I can see like where they are in their body. And a lot of people are feeling small, but also, if I could describe it, like really far back, so that they're not present in their body. So, and women, well, by the time they get to me, they don't want to feel like that anymore. They're like, this needs to move. Like they recognize, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of women danced when they were kids, and they miss it, or they never got the opportunity to dance, and they wanna do something creative. Yeah.
One thing I think you really bring to people with it as well is that it's fun. Like you can still, because it is nerve wracking, especially if you're not, super comfortable in your own skin, and you know that, okay, I've got two left feet. I'm not super comfy in my own skin. I'm walking into this right now that I really don't know what I'm going to be doing at all, and I'm totally putting myself out there. And then they meet you, and you have this beautiful way of bringing fun and a lightness to it, that it doesn't feel like you're going to do it right or wrong, as long as you're you. And it's still
Right.
that movement and that piece. And you do bring a beautiful lightness to it, in something that can be for a lot of women very heavy to try to do in the first place, right?
Yeah, it's intimidating, right? Well, the word kind of scares them, Like when I was trying to decide the name of the company, I debated if I should put the word burlesque in there, because people get a little freaked out by that word. But other people are like, "Ooh, that's interesting," because that's something you would never do,
Yeah.
So I decided, that's why I called it Burlesquercise, so it didn't sound so
Quite so scary.
and yeah, so scary. And also, like, it's a fitness thing, right? So there's a lot of women that they don't want to work out, but they want to be active.
Yeah.
So yes.
My God.
I mean, we work it, but we don't like it.
We
But
don't like it.
so I had her come in with a few programs that we had done, because I think it was like Fridays that we would meet, and they would come out, and it would just be the three of us. So some of the programs require that you have another human involved, because it just makes the skill even stronger. So Di has actually been with the horses, and she knows those adjustments and those changes that actually need to take place. So what was the biggest, because the one thing you've already said is as women, we don't feel safe in our bodies. Not all of us. And I would say the majority. Safe is huge because number one thing to a horse, they have to feel safe. That
Mhm.
is their whole mindset. Like it has to feel safe. If it does not feel safe, it's a wrap. But with a horse, you'll always see it on the outside, whereas us women, we keep it so inside. But what were some of the things that surprised you by working with the horses? So we can start telling them about how this will roll.
Yeah. So when we first came in, Carrie took Bianca, my daughter, and I to the classroom. And we got the whole background information about body language of horses, how horses are, energy, all of this. And she said right at the beginning that horses are a prey animal. And I never really considered what that really meant. And then she went on to explain that horses need to feel safe. And then as my daughter was riding and taking lessons at a different barn, I was watching these lessons. And it was the same thing. Like what surprised me is, so I used to think that a good horse person meant that you could be bossy with a horse and just like get them to do stuff. And that was a reflection of your whatever communication skills or whatever. But after being around horse people, I was like, oh, it's like not that at all, because your instruction and also Bianca's instruction was the horse will not do what you want if it doesn't feel safe. It's your job, which seems really counterintuitive because like those animals are huge. So you wouldn't think that this
Yeah.
is how it rolls. But very often I would hear the language of Bianca's coach and she would be like, you're not supporting the horse. Calm down, breathe. Like it was a lot of this kind of
Mm.
information. And then that was the aha moment because, meanwhile I was working with you guys and then I was taking some of those workshops and then that forced me to check in. And then that was humbling, right?
Mhm.
That like,
Always
because
something
with a,
So good at
horse.
that. Yeah.
because with a horse, which is really fascinating is when you're dysregulated, the horse recognizes that. So it sees all your confused energy and it's like, no, not happening. Try again, but then working with women, with what I do all these years, it's the same thing. Like you cannot learn to dance and you cannot embody movement and you cannot perform because I try to encourage my ladies to perform. You cannot do any of that and have a good time if you can't check in with your body.
Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
was interesting because I'm like, oh, you're teaching that, I'm teaching that. It's very similar. So
Right?
then I was like, whew, wow, that's like amazing. And then with my own, I mean, I am no horse expert, although I would like to be. I'm learning. But it's been a great lesson for me, even with all of my knowledge. The horse will just tell you right away, like, no,
I-
yes, no, not understanding this energy. Yeah.
right?
So, and I actually started to adjust my teaching a little bit after working with you guys, coming in a little bit, well, even explaining to the ladies like what this nervous system regulation is. But, when people are first learning it, they don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Mhm.
Um, but once they understand it, they're like, oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It was interesting connection. It was an interesting parallel. Yeah.
It's
Oh, sorry.
I
Go
was going to
ahead.
say one of the, I see the parallels too, because we talk so much about dance with your body and being within your body. And then a lot of the things that we talk about in our that are very different courses and
Yeah.
programs, but a lot of it falls into the same category, especially with that body piece, as we had taken on new parts of how do we use our body to properly work with our horses too. Also a very humbling experience
Because
because
then
you'll
you're
be like,
goofy.
how is my belly button pointing over here when my face is here? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Like you have to get to the right place. But there's so many parallels even that way of understanding your own person and your body and how present are you and what you're even doing with it at that moment. And I love listening to you talk about so many things like that because it really does parallel the
It
same way
does.
as to how do we try to utilize our body to properly communicate to our horses as well.
And that's why it's imperative, like this combination of movement and language and our systems, that we don't have the check-in ability. We might hear it through a podcast or we read it in a book sometimes, but what's the thing we can own it, we can have it, but we got to be trained. Like we got to learn how to do these pieces that are going to affect us every day we live and breathe. Because, as I always say, we're all going to die, so we got to start living now. We cannot wait to live and move and be free in our own bodies. And with having a horse, and that's what we will totally tell you about this dancing with horses, but we're going to combine these two magnificent pieces together with all living beings, but the horse will always be the one who's going to be helping us with being aware, being connected, and being present. Because I don't care what it is around the world, there is nothing more powerful than working in the presence of a horse, because they only live in the present. You see, everything else we take in our life, you're thinking of future, or you can still bring it back to a past, but you cannot with a horse. That's why when you learn from dancing with horses, you're going to learn in a moment, in a second. And all of that stuff that you learn is from the horse, transfers from that horse to you. You get to carry it with you when you leave. Like that's why it's brilliant. You cannot, I'm telling you, people, you cannot in any stronger way than in the presence of a horse. And of course, Miss Di.
Yeah, you guys better throw in a holy jumping tuna fish or something. She's
seriously
pop with.
I am very passionate about this, because if people only knew, it will turn your life around when you work with a horse. This is no just a workshop. This is the life-changing wowza. This will stick with you forever.
I love Shauna Marie says, I love this on Facebook. Linda Goodkey is on. She says, hello, ladies and Miss Di. We've got lots of people joining us here too. So yeah, if you guys have questions or comments that you want to put in, pop them in the comments as well. And we're happy to get to them if we can have time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linda Goodkey was one of my clients right at the beginning of, because she is one of my clients, right at the beginning when I started the company, like in 2003. She was in one of my first classes, but she planted the seed for Bianca to ride. I took Bianca to her. Yeah. So hi,
I
Linda.
love that.
Yeah.
That is so exciting.
That's cool that she's on right now. How fun.
A white horse named Mary. Yes.
Oh, what and Mary too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Aw.
Doesn't that all just fit nicely together?
I do so love that.
So what should we get in here? Should we tell them a bit about the workshop?
I wonder, do you think we should go into it, or should you want to tell them a little how we're combining the movement, the dance, the systems, the tools, the skills, the everything that they're going to get?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you just jump in with me.
Yes.
You just made a comment about being present, right? So in all of my dance experience, because I'm a judge now, so that's very funny to be on the other side of the table. And what is sexy, or what have I been chasing all these years? I wasn't really chasing sexy. I was chasing presence. How do you, I didn't know how to learn it, but who does, right? And then through all the social conditioning and the way we are as women, it's really hard. Well, society, I don't know. It's hard to stay present in your body, like sitting in your body, not in your head. This is a skill. So when I judge, I can tell who is actually present in their experience and who's thinking about their experience and who's artificially faking the sexy, who's looking for approval. So it's interesting because So now when I judge, I wish I would have known that when I was dancing. I mean, I figured it out near the end of my career, right? But really, that's what it is, right? Like a powerful dancer, entertainer is someone that can access their presence and then like magnify it. And that's contagious, right? So
It
it's
is.
the same thing with horses, right? It's
Yeah, you are.
presence.
Yeah.
Everything you just said is what a horse does.
Congrats.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's funny, like, because you guys approached me about how this we could, because as we talk, we get excited talking to each other. Like, what you do is cool and what I do is cool.
Let's be cool
Um,
together.
let's be cool together. But what I can offer is actually teach people how to build this skill. And so that's what we're going to do in this program. And we're going to use dancing and some exercises that I learned, you know, in my dance career to teach how to check in with your body, how to find this presence. And then that will be a skill that will carry on through your life, right? And then working with the horses is the part that you guys are going to do, right?
Absolutely.
But dancing is so fun, right?
Yes, it is.
So this it's a really fun way to learn like how your nervous system works and then how to check in and then how to access the skill for the future.
Yeah, that is so powerful, and that's why we are extremely excited to bring dancing with horses together, because this is women. We need this so bad, especially for those check-in pieces and understanding. And I think that's the biggest thing is we have to understand how we can help ourselves to get back to present, because we're not a prey animal. Like
No.
we are predators. So predator has a different way of thinking altogether. And again, we get caught up in thinking outside of our body. So most of us have left our body. Like even, you know, those thoughts, how we have a thought and then we can't bring it back again. Like seriously, it's we're leaving our body and we're not even able to connect even to our brain anymore, you
How
know?
many times a day? What was I doing?
Yeah.
Where
We
am
have to
I?
go out again.
What
But
did I just
the
Yeah.
beautiful thing for dancing with horses, it will be, yes, we'll have different components, as Miss Di was just saying. Are we going to call you Miss Di at the workshop?
If you want to. I mean,
Well,
that's the in the dance world, it's always Miss Di. It's always
yeah,
Miss and then the name.
yeah.
But you
No,
know, I'm
we'll
cool
keep
with
it that way.
Di, you know?
Yeah,
Okay.
because no, I think we could keep it that way because you're doing the dance piece. But the nice piece is we learn. We have a beautiful journal that you're going to be writing in as you're learning everything that's going to be said in the classroom. Then we put it into our body through a movement, which of course from Ms. Di. Then we're going to take it to the horses. So what we learn through our body, then we take it out, like we transport ourselves with the horse, and we're going to apply this in front of the horses, which is going to be so great because then we'll be able to tell through our body what's happening with the horses. The two things we'll always be looking for: does the horse feel safe or he doesn't feel safe? If they don't feel safe, that means we got to get again safe in our body again. We got to use those check-in tools to figure out how to do that. We see it through again how that horse is going to make a change. When the horse shows that safety piece, you nailed it. And guess what? It stays with you forever and ever and ever because you do it tactilely. You are using your hands and your whole body in order to do this. Will this improve your dancing for any of you who are dancers? 100
Well,
bazillion million.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
100,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I love
I wish I would have learned that nervous system regulation right at the beginning of my career. My dancing experience would have been different. Not that
Right?
it wasn't great, but there would have been a lot less agony and what's the word?
Fulfilling self.
I was so self-absorbed because I was always trying to fix myself, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
but there's no fixing. There's nothing wrong with you. It's learning how to regulate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the part I find cool with it is being able to, like, we get the first step in application. So get the knowledge from Miss Di. You know, first step in application is seeing it with the horses, because they're going to be the ones that call us out on if we're trying to fake it or if we're actually making it happen in that moment, and allow those extra little adjustments and go back and forth with those pieces. So it's like a practice run for the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We get to get those
Yeah.
pieces and see what the implementation looks like in an honest, non-judgmental format.
Yeah.
That, you know, dancer, non-dancer, horse person, non-horse person, it doesn't matter. You can be in any of those categories and still come and learn and apply it to your life one way or another.
And do you need any experience with horses? Absolutely zero.
Nope.
Now, all of us women, and this is a stat out there, we are, when we look at a horse, we feel something very powerful just looking at this magnificent creature, not only because they're so beautiful and magnificent, but they run, there's freedom. Like they're just ginormous, and they carry this heart that will melt your entire world away. Send these horses, just so you know, two things I want all of you who are thinking about doing dancing with horses, because just so you know, there's only 8 spots that are available.
Yeah.
Only 8. So those of you who are going to do this dancing with horses, like, oh my gosh, my brain, you see, I left myself for a second because I just, the 2 things I wanted to tell you is, for those who have never even been with a horse before, it's mind-blowing for the fact that a horse can never judge you, because being a prey animal, their brain doesn't even work. We judge ourselves, we judge other people because we're predator. Horses can't. So you're working with a living being who's incapable of judgment. They're always just telling truth, always truth. So now you're also working with a living being who's incapable of lying. Where your friend, I could say to Carolyn, yeah, that is a good move. Yeah, that looks really good to make her feel good. But I'm not telling the truth, where the horse will say, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Oh, I think so. Like, just through their movement is going to show you. But everything is truthful and everything is non-judgmental. And it's a safe place, because we're wanting you to get to your safe place inside your body. You're going to have that the whole 2 days that you're with us, which is super exciting. Lunch is included.
Yep.
All the drinkies and snackies, because as women, we need to eat and drink. We're doing a lot of breaks where we can connect with each other and feel it.
Yeah.
It's feeling.
Shauna Marie says, I'm happy dancing. Such a perfect, harmonious parallel dancing with horses. That's so true.
I love that.
Michelle, bless you, she said, which is lovely. I think that was my sneeze, possibly. You know, and I know, Susie, you're from Poland. Maybe you can make the trip out. It could be a good, Canada's cool. But we have lots of people from the area around here as well on the live today too. So if you do have questions about it, maybe I'll pop this up now.
I like that.
So that you guys can see. So that's the URL that you can go to. We'll put it in the description afterwards as well. But definitely go check it out, and you can see a little bit more about the course and what you're going to take from it. But short answer is, it's going to be awesome.
And it will change your life. It will bring you to living in the present. On the very little bit of time that we have on earth, we want to absorb and be here. We don't want to be lost somewhere.
Why?
Yes, because you're going to die. You'll get to know me a little bit more. So if your followers have died, you're like, who is this wacko talking death in the most positive of ways, let me tell you. But, you know, there's some benefits to this as well. And of course, she's the reader. So I think you should pull a few of the benefits out, because you can. And a coffee drinker. We have lots of coffee coming your way too.
So some of the emotional benefits that you would take from this. Finally feel safe in your own body. Breathe without tension and let go of the constant stress loop. Oh my gosh, literally saying that, I can feel it in my neck. Quiet the racing thoughts. Experience moments of peace instead of overthinking. Release survival mode. Ugh. Shift from exhaustion and numbness into presence and aliveness. That numbness is a big thing.
It is, isn't it?
Because you just get to going through the motions. You know what I mean? You don't get to stop and feel things half the time. You're just moving because that's what you got to do. One foot in front of the other. But to feel and feel yourself, that's good.
Absolutely.
Feel more confident. Stop doubting themselves and start trusting your intuition.
I'm going to steal all of this from my dance class. You know, this is so good.
experience freedom and joy. Freedom's a big one too, people. Not just in theory, but in real time through embodied connection.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the practical and tangible benefits that you're going to get from this is learn that nervous system regulation tools piece that you can immediately use to calm stress and anxiety, reconnect with your body through movement, understand how it carries stress and how to release it. I don't think that's it though.
You won't be looking like that.
That was just my head bothering. Practice healthy boundaries in a safe environment. Again, horses are non-judgmental, and this place is too. Just so everybody knows that we call it Vegas, but healthy.
Yeah.
So what happens here stays. The skills, you take those with you. Discover your trust and to trust your intuition. Get a felt sense. Is that right? Feel a sense of clarity in the moment.
I'm like, felt.
That's felt.
Oh, okay.
Receive nourishing support from a circle of like-minded women, creating community and connection. Some of the unique workshop benefits are the embodied learning instead of just mindset theory. The results are experienced. You feel it, like Carrie demonstrated on my shoulder.
Because it's boring the other way. We can sit in classes. We can listen to podcasts. We can watch movies. But I'm sorry, unless you literally use your hands and your body to do things, you will not retain the information. This way you do.
And real-time transformation, you leave it feeling different. So you will notice by the end of the 2 days that something's different. There's a little shimmy in your step.
That's right. It's a holy jump.
That's probably like a shimmy in your step.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn.
Walking down the grocery store.
A safe, non-judgmental space, like we said. And there's no riding in this. So any of you who are thinking that part, no riding. Everything's on the ground. No performance piece to it. There's no pressure to get it right. It's just women getting ourselves together in a lovely way.
Absolutely.
Horses are your guides, offering feedback, grounding, and presence in a way that humans can't always.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love it.
I think we got all that stuff. Hey?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to add one thing because that question will come up is, do I need dance experience?
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
No. And what I want to say about that is, I mean, I'm always telling my babes this, but women are actually natural dancers. Just, some of us have had the opportunity. Some of us dance and some of us don't, right? But the way that it's going to be taught, it's going to feel really like you're coming back home. That sounds kind of, But you already know how to dance. But the way that I'm going to teach it is to remind you where you need to go, which is back inwards. And there's going to be a lot of laughing. There's a lot of giggling going on. It's the same way when I go to teach burlesque. It's not about anything but you enjoying yourself and connecting, back to your heart, I guess it would be the way to say it, right?
What an absolute treat that is. Like, really, when you say it that way, give yourself. That is the biggest gift you can give to yourself. And,
I have to agree with you with, we're going to die.
Never know when.
What happens is when you have like stress for such a long time, which is how women describe, they're so used to it that they don't know any different. You just kind of become frozen. And then when you mentioned earlier about the numbness and all of that, that's a lot of feedback I get. Like, people want to feel alive and present. And the best gift you can give yourself is to learn embodiment. And that's how you will learn to deal with stress in the future and stress resilience, to build stress resilience, because you'll always have the skill to go back inwards. Yeah. That's how you deal with stress, right? And the world's only getting weirder. So the weirder it gets, and you feel all the balls spinning around us and all of this, the only way is to get aligned, so you feel solid, you feel grounded, right? So it's like a no-brainer, those two worlds. So a couple of people asked me, are we gonna be dancing with horses? And I'm like, I could get some chiffon. We
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
We've
for
done it
sure.
before.
This is going to be dancing with the horses. It's going to be so cool. I love it. With even how you get those horses to want to even move with you. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, and I did forget to say it's on a Friday, Saturday. So remember, it's 2 days, and it's at the end of November. No,
No,
no.
this is
When is
important
it?
stuff, people.
Yep. When is it, Di? It's November.
November 28, 29, I believe.
Yes,
The
it is.
Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And like it really is. We actually did a few dance things with Di.
My gosh.
We asked her to come in, and we were all picking a theme night and picked different songs that Di would put together a fun dance with. We had so much fun, and just like there was what, 5 of us, 6 of us,
Yeah.
and we just freaking
Laughed.
laughed.
Like pee-peed our pants, like laughed. It was so much fun what she had us
So
doing.
much fun, but like it was like real stuff.
Yeah.
And we got looking good at the end of it too. But oh my gosh, what and during the time when we were doing that, it was so needed for
Yeah.
our group of people that were there. Like we just
World closure.
it was a wonderful piece that brought us all together, I think, in such a different way, because it wasn't ever, there was no laughing at each other.
No.
There was just laughter and freedom and loving the feeling of us all being together and being women in that space. And I think women have a bad rap of not wanting to be around other women because there's catty things, I don't want to have those as friends. And there's all sorts of different stuff, but women are powerful.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And when we stick together, man, we can
rule
anything.
The world.
We really can. And it's get women back.
Holy tuna fish.
Get us kicked off the internet. The men own it still. But there's so much we can do with men too. We like you guys. But there's so much that we can do when we get together and we actually support each other in a different way than ripping each other down all the time.
Oh,
and I think
absolutely.
that's a bad thing that women can get into at times too. So I like
Absolutely.
the camaraderie of it all.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you so much for joining us. And is there a place where people can follow and find you as well right now, Di? Ms. Di?
Miss Di. I have 2 companies. One is called Dance Sport MD. Get it? Doctor. Dance Sport MD. And Martin and Di. So that's our ballroom company. And then I have the online company is called B2B Dance, Ballroom to Burlesque.
Nice.
.com, right? And I'm rebuilding that. I built an academy over COVID, and now more programs are coming and stuff. But those would be the two places. Yes.
Amazing. And we'll put those in the description too, or in the comments as well, so people can find you.
Absolutely. Don't miss it, ladies. Get out there because there's only 8 spots available.
That's it. That's all. So again,
that's all.
It's at ec.equineconnection.ca/dancing-with-horses. If you're, I don't know, maybe you're listening to us in the car.
Greatest adventure in your entire life on God's green earth. Do it. You will not regret it. Just do it.
No holy jumping tuna fishes, so we'll all do one together.
No.
Holy jumping tuna fish.
There we go.
Okay. I'm going to practice that a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll get it
okay.
better.
Okay.
Thank you to all who joined us today, and we can't wait.
Thank you.
And have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you when we're dancing with horses.
You are powerful.
Right.
You are amazing. You're authentic, and stay unique.
Thanks so much, Di. Miss Di.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, bye, sisters.
Bye.
Bye.